Day 19 was really all about getting to a campsite or somewhere for the night near the following day's orienteering event. And I found a small private campsite. More about that later. Also needed to take care of some logistical things. Let's get the day going. The morning drive to Spokane was very pleasant, going through the countryside. I had to go look for a medical center, and I found one. Just get one of my earwax taken out, cleaned out. That helped a lot. Then lunch. What could be better than Cold Stone with the Five Guys? Enjoyed my lunch. Couldn't finish all the ice cream, but having a van was great because I put it in the freezer and had it later in the evening. After lunch, it was time to do some food shopping in Spokane, and then it was off down I-90 to find a campsite for the night. I actually drove past the location for the next day's race. Ended up going to a small town to find a really quiet campsite. One of the few campsites I've actually stayed at on this journey. It was very peaceful. There was hardly anybody there. Not many facilities here, but that meant it was very economical and had a gorgeous location by the lake. So the only noise really was the occasional train, but that didn't bother me. I used to live in London right next to the underground. So I settled in for the night, which turned out to be a pretty wet night. June the 11th, another orienteering day. So after the wet night, it was time to leave the campsite, get onto some fairly small roads for the relatively short drive to the event. So after a pleasant few minutes on the road, off to a side road on a dirt trail, which is quite a long drive actually, but then we got to the event site. Plenty of parking for the van this time, and as you can see, I ended up parking next to quite a few other camper vans. And there was the registration area. I'm not doing one of my usual long orienteering videos. I'll just show you the route that I took and then show you some film from the race as I went around. So started out and just went around the trail as I usually try and take a safe route. I thought of going up to the left here, but decided to carry on the trail, which is probably the wrong choice because that was a much longer way around. I sort of found that trail, but went straight and lost it a little bit, came back onto it here. And then cut in, didn't have too many problems finding the first control. That's always good. So off to the second one. And you'll see with the video what these sort of black lines with dashes coming out of them are. Quite steep, short cliffs. So you got to figure out how you're going to get around them. I should probably have come down earlier on this one into this open area, actually going up into this open area. I went around the edge there and into the control. Line's going a bit slow there because I was a little bit slow getting up the last bit of hill to get to it. So from 2 to 3, just follow the open area, but I went too far to the right, and this was pretty annoying because I messed around here for quite a while before relocating and finding out the control. 3 to 4 was straight, but how am I going to get up this cliff? Am I going to go to the left or to the right? I managed to sort of scramble straight up it. And then 4 to 5, we're just going to go around to the left of the lake, as you can see. Just being a bit careful to avoid the marshy area. And coming across here, it was fairly straightforward to find the control in that sort of semi-open area. 5 to 6, wanted to avoid the sort of black dots, which are rocks on the ground. I did go through some of it. Then down into the valley area in the woods, which is a little bit slow because there's a bit of a rough wood there. 6 or 7, I went to the right around this marsh, and then when I got to the control and came out of it, I found that you could quite easily run through the marsh. It wasn't that wet at all, so going straight would have been a little bit better. Came out of 7 up that little valley that I'd seen on the way into it, and then more or less go straight to the control. That light yellow is sort of semi-open rough area. Found that without too much problem. 8 to 9 was okay, although I stopped a little early, but just carried on, plowed on and found it, and then 9 to the finish was just straight down to the trail. Tonight we are going to turn these ingredients into a Chinese stir-fry meal. Let's see how it works out. Mushrooms washed, chicken and onions in the pan. Here it is, almost ready. Time to consume.